Hello anybody and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Legacy for episode number 20. In the last episode we did more dungeon exploration, and in today's episode we're hopefully going to be challenging the boss, Herodotus. More and more. Hopefully we'll even get to kill him. But that's just something we're going to have to see. So as you saw there, I changed the character because I wasn't happy with any of those. And we're not going to be a giant dragon because as cool as that sounds, I don't think it makes your fireballs bigger. And it just kind of opens you up to take more hits. So, we're going to be an assassin with no traits whatsoever. Sir Lancelot II. The first Lancelot died pretty brutally, if I remember correctly, so hopefully we'll be able to avenge their death. With our money, though, we are going to increase our chances for a critical hit up a couple times, up a couple more percent. Very nice. And with the rest of our money, can we afford any new armor? And hey, we can actually put on the sky chest. We can get that piece of armor on. Very nice. Put that on. Limbs, we don't really need to buy any... Oh, we don't actually have the money to afford any more armor or anything, but... Well, never mind that. We actually almost have the complete set here, aside from the sword and the cape. But the rest of the armor matches, so I'm happy about that. Alright. Where is our assassin going? They are going down into the depths. Because again, as I just said, like a minute ago, we're hopefully going to be fighting Herodotus in this episode and possibly even killing him. After that, it won't be that much longer before the end of the game. Isn't that something crazy to think about? Still thinking about whether or not to do a New Game Plus run of the game. It won't take as long, so I won't feel too bad about doing that. And I think I would enjoy it, so it's quite possible. It's on the table, and I've heard interest, so I'll take it in, I'll keep it in mind. For now, though, it's time for us to get through here without taking any damage and get ourselves another rune. Chestplate rune. Now, I said in the last episode, I thought that would be the episode where we got all the runes, but I get the feeling that this is going to be the episode where we get all the runes. Just call it a hunch, because quite frankly, our odds are quite good. The nice thing about the fairy runes is that you can get them very easily out of the dungeon, or out of the castle area, because the challenge never gets any more difficult in the castle area of the game. The enemies are still weak, the challenges are still what you would expect, so they're still, they're very easy to get here, and I think they probably could have balanced that a little bit better, but that's not our problem. In fact, it's to our benefit. So we take advantage of it. And we got Halfess and his buddy again, Halfess and... What's your name? Bareth. Oh, Bareth. We hardly knew ye. And actually, if you pause the game when a treasure chest is on screen, you can see what level it is. I'm gonna go show that off really quickly, even though I know we'll run into more treasure chests. Or I thought you could look at what their level is. Never mind that. I'm pretty sure there was a way to figure out what level they are, aside from just... Oh, this room is silly. We're gonna do it, though. Because it's no big deal for our assassin. But yeah, I could have sworn there was a way to know the level of a treasure chest, other than just assuming based on the area and if you're in New Game Plus or something. Oh well. No big deal. These Skelemans go down easily enough. Just a bunch of eyeballs. Anything up here? No, not really. Why am I going up? You might be wondering, and I'm wondering that too. It's a very curious question. Whoop. And we got ourselves a corrupt lord. Not too worried about that, though. And he is dead. You know what I should have done when I bought the vampirism room? I should have bought it for a different piece of equipment. So if I wanted to, I would be able to stack it with the balance rune and get even more stuff back. But that's not what I did, and I do kind of regret that. However, if and when we get the sky cape and get a couple of double jumps, we could always just replace that rune with a different kind of rune for a little while, so that's something to keep in mind. Like, you should never keep your runes static for the whole game, unless you're on New Game Plus and you already know what you're going to get. We're not going to gamble. Don't want to gamble. I'm not a gambling man. Just not. Not in real life or in games, really. Okay, well, more in games. My problem with gambling is that when I start, I have a little trouble stopping, so I know that the only way to win is to never start. And that's me. That's just my case. But enough about that, because now it is time for us to head on down into the darkness, land of darkness, to challenge the foes and enemies below. First room done pretty well. Did pretty well. Done pretty well. It's done. It was done pretty well. Never mind. Our assassin's critical hits, though, are going to be vital down here. They're going to be very, very useful, as well as the ability to turn invisible if we get in a pinch. Okay, that's a pinch. That's a pinch. Ow! Now this calls like a situation that could use a little bit more magic. A little bit of a magic touch, if you will. And they're dead. That one could be dead, but they're dead. I don't like fighting the ninjas because they attack so quickly and drastically that it's easy for them to catch you off guard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You stop. Stop that, you little blobby. You're dead. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's easy to drop your guard around those little blobbies and kind of lose track of them, so my biggest advice for fighting them is always maintain your distance and don't let yourself get into the middle of them. Hey, we're in the Forest of Kazuya, though. This could work to our advantage. We could just come in here to heal up a little bit. Just kill some of the enemies, get a little bit of HP back. Not a ton, but enough to, you know, be able to take at least one hit. That's assuming we don't get hit down here, though, which could be a pretty big task. And we can find some chicken in a street lamp. You know? A KFC. Inside a lamp. Ah. Who would have thought? Okay, we've gotten our bearings back a little bit. And whoa, whoa, whoa. That could have been worse. That could have been a lot worse. What do we have down here? We've got stump, horse. I'm not even going. I'm gonna head back to the underground now. I'm gonna worry about that on the actual course forward, because I could spend a whole lot of time just extending this life by not going into the dangerous land and just kind of going at it easily and quickly. And normally, that's a tactic I would use, is to like take it slow and easy. But for a Let's Play, that doesn't work so well. It's not as interesting to watch. So that's a new challenge that you need to consider when you're playing for an audience. It's like grinding. Generally in Let's Playing, grinding isn't that interesting to watch unless you have something really interesting to talk about, so you can turn it into like a podcast kind of thing. But grinding, nobody in the world wants to watch just grinding. You show me somebody who does, and I show you a liar. Unless they're showing you like a grinding trick, like a way to make the grinding faster and easier. Then, okay, I can see that, just to figure out what the trick is. We found a blueprint for a sky sword. Excellent. Excellent. But yeah. And that's kind of something that's interesting about a roguelike like this, because half the game, when you're not fighting bosses, like 70% of the game could be considered technically grinding. I can't believe I got hit like that. I am angry. So, where do you draw the line? What do you consider grinding in a game like this? When do you say to yourself, this is a really grindy game? Is it always technically grinding, or not so much? Also, why do those rooms look so funny? I think this is just kind of a consequence of how the game is. It's just some rooms look really, really weird on the map. Like, the left side of certain rooms looks off, like it isn't there. I mean, it's not the case here all the time, but it was when I was looking at the map a little bit ago. Yeah, that doesn't go low enough to hit them, unfortunately. So where's left to go? We could go over to the left, or we could go to the right. Now, for our purposes, we should probably go to the right, if only just because it's closer and therefore easier to deal with. So, it looks like there are dudes in there, as is expected, as is normal. And we were able to kill them easily enough, but we got ourselves Ninpo. Ninpo is actually the name of, like, ninja magic, to sum it up in a very quick word. That's what they use Ninpo. So it's kind of funny to see that used as a name. We're not fighting Alexander's boss door again, but what will we get from here? Hyperion's Ring again, so we're gonna get ourselves another Death Defy for free. Very nice. And since we're here, we may as well head down and get ourselves some treasure from this dude. Ooh, he's fast. Chaintuss. The tier 3 of his enemy type. And I can see why he was there. He was guarding a treasure chest. That's a good reason to be there. Whoop. Dead. And we got a couple more of these dudes. A couple more Chaintors. Went around in a nice little circle, and we're gonna go back in to the dungeon, the Land of Darkness. That's what we're here for. What's down here again? Oh yeah. We could get that one, we could. I just don't think it's worth it. It's not worth the calculated risk right now. And in this room, it's hell. It is downright hell down there. So we are just not even gonna deal with that threat. Because it's a big threat. That room, we will die in there. Like, not even uncertain about that. I'm gonna just get out of here. I'm gonna use our ability. Thankfully, we had just enough juice to get out of there. Because that was brutal. That was a tough room. This too is a tough room by the looks of it. So where do we go? Do we go down or do we go somewhere else? Because we got 2 of these Ninpos, and then below that we have even more enemies to worry about. And Death Defy. Get ourselves back some of our health. Take care of them while we still have the chance. I don't know why the Dark Stallions have a tendency to get stuck on things, but hey, it's a good thing to take advantage of. There's just a lot of fire down there. Why is there a lot of fire down there? I don't get it. And there's no treasure chest down there, so it's just not worth it for us to go down there right now. There might be breakable boxes and things, but not worth the calculated risk. Maybe it is. I don't think it is. Probably just gonna die. Also, you may have noticed down in the dungeon there are... I'm pretty sure... I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure that there are less question mark rooms, like less event rooms down here, less carnivals, less maybe less mini bosses even, just less stuff in general, just more deadly rooms, and I think that's pretty fitting, all things considered. Now rooms like this are nice for fighting the blue bites in. If you can get them in a corner, you're gonna have a much easier time dealing with them. Even though I got hit once, I still came out pretty well out of that. Better than I could have. And there's our jukebox. I'm not gonna play it though, because we are actually hanging out in the dungeon, and so we should respect its music for the little time that we are in here. We've almost cleared out pretty much everything on this one life though. This assassin life has been going pretty well. That's bad. That's not good at all. There's treasure down there, but I'm going to die if I go down there, so I'm just going to take my hat and leave. And that basically leaves this big-ass room. Oh boy, isn't this peachy. Well, There's nothing to do but doing what an assassin would do. Take advantage of the terrain, keep in hiding, and don't come out unless you gotta. I don't like this horse. Whoa. Sir. Stop throwing things at me. I don't appreciate it, and I don't appreciate you. Sir. This horse has problems. I think it was stuck on the slope, to be quite honest. And this looks like a little bit of a puzzle room, by which I mean a challenge room to get through here without taking any damage. You know, I would go through here if I wasn't going to die in one hit. Or if I had, like, more charge on my assassins, like more charge of mana than I do. But I don't have a lot of mana. Therefore, what can I do? Ow! That could have been bad. That would have been my death. Hey, another shrine to pray at. And we got Ponce de Leon's Obel. Very nice. So at least when we die, we will get something nice out of all this trouble. How long has this life been, anyway? It's been going on a while. Taking care of that clown horse clown. Taking care of the Ninpo. And it looks like we've pretty much taken care of everything down here except for the boss. Yeah, it looks like we've seen all the rooms down here. But as you can see, like, only two. Only two of those little question mark rooms. One of which was just a jukebox and the other was a shrine. But, you know, for the most part, not a lot down here that you can use to your benefit. Which is fitting. It's fitting that the Land of Darkness would be, like, the most cruel and unforgiving. So before we go and fight the boss, I'm going to go and recharge our stats just a little bit. Just a little bit. So let's go over to Kidder's boss door and start searching around a little more. Get ourselves some HP. In particular, it would help if I didn't take dumb hits like that. This room looks intimidating, but as long as you've got a firm grasp of the down thrust, it's not that hard. And I know I said that right before I got hit. I know. I know. I know. Lasai. But the rest of this area shouldn't be too hard to deal with. There we go. Got the critical hit that we wanted. That's another cheap thing that you can do if you're the assassin in particular. Kind of cheap, but I don't care. With Rogue Legacy, you have to take every advantage you can get. That's just the way it is. Now, will this life do well against Herodotus? Probably not. Assassin isn't really the class that you want to do for it, because the Assassin is better on single targets rather than crowds. They're not great at crowd control. They do have the ability to turn invisible, and that is very useful, but you don't have a ton of mana to work with for that, and, you know, it's hard to get it in the time of the moment, because those little Herodotuses go very fast. They fly at you super fast, and they can just kind of take you out really quickly without much warning at all. So, you know, that's just the way it is down there. Vampire Rune, though, is a good thing to have. Thank God we found a fountain. That's actually going to be a big help. And I know I'm doing all this effort to heal up, by the way, and I'm probably going to die against Herodotus, like, super fast. But, I mean, here we are. Got ourselves some money. More money. I'm not going to try to get that coin because I'm just going to get pricked. That won't be fun. We already saw the boss door in here. I do kind of hope that we'll find a random teleporter to just teleport us out of here. That would be nice. We already read this one. And I assume this is going to be a dead end. It's a dead end. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now we need to get back down there and into the boss door. So it's time to make the trek back. Thankfully, even though the map looks big, when there are no enemies to deal with, it's really not that hard. It's not that long taking. It could take a while. Looking at the map, we are almost back down where we need to go. With almost entirely rejuvenated stats. I didn't have to do that, but, you know, better safe than sorry sometimes. And we got the mana back anyway, so it paid off. Hi, Santa, again. And... well, technically speaking, we don't need to go back into the dungeons, per se. We can just... we can take a hit like that. Why did I not clear out this room earlier? Because now I'm taking hits, and all my careful healing has been for naught. Would you... I don't like stallions. Also, as you can see, that rock stayed there. That's a glitch. I don't know why I really don't know how the AI for the stallion works. It's just confusing. It's like the Worgens, but not as bad. Because at least they're a little more predictable than the Worgens for me. And not as fast. Ugh. Bad time. Bad trend. And I'm just checking in here. Alright, I may as well do the deed now. Because at this point, it's really not going to make much of a difference if I do save back up the rest of my HP. We're going back over to the boss door for Herodotus and rematching him for round 2. One way or another, this is going to end soon. Although this is a long fight. Possibly the longest boss fight in the game. Possibly. First things first again. You want to take out the mages as they're summoned, so you don't want it to be too much of a cluster in here. You don't want to be overwhelmed by these dudes. Also, try to let the boxes remain, because you can get health out of them, and that can be very, very handy. And already I'm taking some big hits, but our armor is actually holding up pretty well, so, you know, it was a good idea to... Herodotus, for what it's worth, is not that strong for his own hits, but he does hit a lot is the main issue, because he can just go flying at you from across the screen and we get spiked from below, and that's the end of our life. But hey, Sir Lancelot II did get a lot done in his life. Is it going to be 4 rows? 4 rows of enemies. Very nice. Was that the first life of this episode? Let me check the time. Well, if it was the first life, that was a lot that we got done. Let me just check something, and then I will be picking a new character to continue this life. Alright, it's time to choose our heir. To go down. And avenge. To avenge the people below. Am I going to pick any of these characters? The Lich can be good against Herodotus, considering they get a crow for every enemy on screen. But I don't know if they're what we need right now. Ah, hell, let's be a giant endomorph Lich. Why not? Why the hell not? This is gonna be brilliant. By which I mean stupid. It's going to be incredibly stupid. Okay, let's decrease the amount of mana that we need for magic as we increased our weight as well. Oh my god, we are so big. And put back on the balance rune so that we get more mana back per thing. And yes, I'm still confident that this will be the episode that we get all the runes. We are too big. And yes, you can have Ponce de Leon Zobel. I won't get mad. This episode might only have 2 lives in it if this life takes a while. I am so big. If you get Endomorph and Gigantism, you are absolutely enormous. So wouldn't it be fitting to kill Herodotus with the biggest heir yet? Wouldn't that just be perfect? I think it would be perfect. For now, though, just gonna grind up our HP and all that. For now. Because that's what we need to do. Our sword is so big, this is hilarious. I'm not even sure if I've ever played the game before with these 2 things stacked, because the Endomorph ability does make you a little bit bigger, and then stacking that on top of Gigantism, too big. Too big. I'm not gonna do that room, although if I did, I could make it through. Maybe. Also, I just realized I don't actually have Crowstorm, I have Flux. But that's fine, because Flux Conflux can still be a very useful spell, depending on the room, and it could still be very useful against Herodotus, because it's a good crowd control weapon, and what is Herodotus if not crowd control? I'm almost as big as Bodus, and that says something, because Bodus is huge. However, as you can see, it does limit our options for dodging, and with the Lich, that's not so great, but it was worth it, because we managed to increase our armor. Take no damage. We're gonna take damage in there. How funny is it that the fairy chests we are finding in the castle so far are just not good for our character, because she is too big. She is huge. I already have an idea of what I might call this episode if I beat it. Also, because our HP was low as it was, I decreased it a little bit just to deal with the fact, or I cut it because we were already at like 85 HP, so we may as well add that into our pool. Can't get that one either. Not easily, at least. And this is just a wonderful room. Isn't this a lovely room? It's gonna be sad once we've cleared out the castle, because then we won't have such easy enemies to take care of to fight down here. That's gonna be a bummer. And especially once we get down to the Land of Darkness, I actually don't know if we're going to be able to make it to the boss door in one piece, if we're going to be able to make it to Herodotus, because look at our hitbox. It is gigantic. I don't mean to like beat a dead horse or anything, but look at it. Too big. Too big. On the plus side, nothing can get near us, practically. It's wonderful. And beautiful, in a way. And we don't get knocked back easily, so that's nice. I'm just not really even going to deal with that room. Okay, fine, I'll deal with it. Since, all in all, it's not that dangerous. Oh, we may have made a mistake. No, it's fine. We're fine. Doomtrits have an advantage of us, because have an advantage on us though, so might be a good idea to watch out for them. Can we please get up there? There we go. Take no damage in this room? We can still do that. See? Even though we're gigantic, that's one of the last 2 runes in the game. Whoa, and we got hit. Fail. Cut. HP and HP. And we found Ponce de Leon's door, and that means that we can actually show off the bonus fight. Just a preview. Let's show it off. Ponce de Freon, Sir Dovahkiin. So as you've probably guessed, an important part of this fight, shouting. You get a lot of jump runes, but not a lot of ground to work with. And he has a lot of health. So, you know, good luck. And you have a very limited amount of shouts, so you need to take advantage of them as best as you can. We also have a very blue sword. You can take a lot of hits, but you also want to make sure you kind of have as many fireballs on screen as you have, because it's not a perfect screen clearing spell. Oh boy. Ah. Don't forget how many jumps you do have, which you can see if you check... not there. If you check... Yep, we got vaulting up to 6 times. This is a fun fight. But you already knew that I liked the Ponce de Leon fight, and Ponce de Freon, I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke on anything or not. This fight is good. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all the boss rematches, really, because their main function is that they can help teach you new techniques that can serve you in the main game, like what it's like to play certain builds of characters that you may not have thought of to play as if yourself. And for that, I really appreciate these. And you do unlock something if you beat them all, so we are going to be showing that off, hopefully. And you only get 4 shouts, and I used them all up, so at this point, probably going to die. Not even going to lie. let's get up here. It would be embarrassing to kill this guy before I killed the other ones, though, so, yeah. Okay, we're dead. I'm glad we got to show it off, though. Alright. Random teleporter, take me somewhere good. Down in the middle of the forest. That's brilliant. Thank you for that. Really, though, this probably works out pretty well. Because we got the money from the boss door, and we can grind up our HP a little bit more for the fight above. And we got some blobbies, too, so those are nice to get HP off of. And we found our way back into the castle. Handy. No, 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 no. Ouch. And we're having a good time. Actually, it might have been the Imperial armor that I beat the game with the first time. Kind of a random thought, but I was just thinking about it because I was thinking we are near the end of the game now. Since if we kill Herodotus in this episode or the next episode, we are going to be close to beating the game. Very, very close. But we'll deal with that when we get there. Just gonna heal up with the chicken that we saved. It was a good idea to save that chicken. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ouch! There's not really a great way to deal with this room. Thankfully, this bookshelf was helpful. Zombies aren't so forgiving, though. We could really use one of those big rooms that just have like 1,000,000 enemies in them around here. That could be really nice. That'd be really nice. And as for you, though, not a big deal to deal with. Okay, get ourselves the money. That delicious money. Don't put money in your mouth, kids. It's very, very dirty. And no! Why, game? Why do you hate me? That's the 4th time I've gotten the Hedgehog's curse. I don't even like Sonic that much. I mean, I've played most of his games. I've enjoyed a lot of his games. But they're not my favorite. I mean, the original series, lots of fun. Very solid. Money. Money, please. My money. My poor money. Oh well. Well, looks like there's some fun enemies to kill in here. Ooh. Funny that we got some Infernites in here because they are the level, they're the tier 3 enemies of the enemies they represent. But maybe that's just because of the treasure chests that are in here. Because you may have been able to guess, but treasure chests tend to have tough enemies guarding them. It's no big surprise, it's just, you know, people want to guard their stuff. Can't blame them for that. Okay. If we're really, really lucky, we might find another little shrine that we can pray at, and maybe we can get something to replace the Hedgehog's curse. Guard box. Suck. Any enemies over here? No? Oh, this is the entrance. Who would have thought? Oh boy. Okay, I thought that room would be a lot scarier, but it wasn't too bad. Again, because it's in the castle. Castle's not a threat, not a problem. Well, we may as well teleport then over to like the forest entrance, because from there we can actually explore some rooms we haven't seen yet. Okay. Here we go. We're almost too big for the warp pad. I can't get over how huge we are, and there's the dungeon entrance. How wonderful. I'm gonna check to see how much... Hold on. Damn it! Well, I'm not gonna try and get that money up there because I'll just get hit on the way back down again. I'm gonna try and see if I actually am maxed out on HP or not. God! Son of a... Now I'm taking hits. No, not maxed out on HP yet, but I got a feeling that we're pretty close. Yep, we're maxed out. So we may as well, now's as good a time as any to go and fight Herodotus. Go and find him. And fight him to the death. We're gonna die down here. We are too big. We are probably just too big. Well, Conflux will be helpful at least. I hate this. See? Conflux in tight quarters helps, and Dungeon has a lot of tight quarters, so it gets a lot of damage done for us. Alright, Zomboner, get up here and die. Get up here and die, because now you are dead. We're gonna lose so much money when we get in a fight with Herodotus. He's gonna knock out our money. Herodotus, he's gonna send it all flying. If we get there, I don't know if we'll get there, and I don't know why I'm singing. It just happened to be a song. And I dropped the rhythm at the end there, so that was... I hope you enjoyed my song. I'm not singing again, though. God damn fireballs. This dungeon, I swear to... How am I gonna deal with this? Well... Conflux is a good way to deal with it. If I could just get rid of these stupid fireballs... Oh my god! Pyrite. Those pyrites messed me up really badly. Holy crap. But hey. This is not good. And we're dead. Well, hell. I like how it says press A to move on. As in from the character's death. Well, sadly, we weren't able to make it into the fight with Herodotus. Let me check the time. Yeah, this is already way too long of an episode to really keep going, so I'm going to pause the episode there. I'm going to stop it there. I know we only did 2 lives, but they were 2 very long lives, so I hope you understand. If you did enjoy the progress we made in today's episode, then if you want to see us actually go for Herodotus in the next one, then I just hope to see you then. So thank you for watching. I'm Mr. Debius. Bye-bye.